Good afternoon. This is Buddy Blake here in Wilmington, North Carolina with Waypost Realty. I want to thank you for tuning in, and I want to let you know about what's going on in the real estate market. I'm going to jump in and change my view over to a screen share in just a minute. But I wanted to let you know also that we have some amazing opportunities here in the Wilmington area. Our inventory is picking back up. We're almost 20% higher in inventory than we were even a month ago. And our prices have started coming down just a little bit at some of the medians. And that's because some of the lower price houses are starting to come back in the market. People are finally selling their houses. I think there's been, for the last 30 days, there's been an enormous amount of people traveling because that's kind of like I'm out again. So that is great, but people are settling back in and they're getting back to the summer season of selling houses. And they want to, honestly, if you're a seller, you certainly want to take advantage of this market because you can get the most you can for a house. And yes, it is a little more difficult on the buy side, but we found all kinds of ways to help sellers stay in houses for multiple months after they sell it so they can find something. So we've kind of worked through that in this new world of real estate that we're in throughout the country. Anyway, lots of things I want to cover. I'm going to turn this thing over to the screen share in just a minute, but I wanted to let you know that if you're coming into Wilmington, we now have a really great opportunity for you to stay right behind our office in a brand new Holiday Inn Express. It's a very nice one, has a swimming pool, workout center. It's brand new, so it's super clean. It's very busy because this is the very first hotel that you hit if you're coming into Wilmington from the north end of town. And so that's where we are, right here in the Porter's Neck area, right off of I-40 bypass. So it's a great place to stay. Reach out to either me or one of our agents, and we'll be glad to hook you up with that corporate code if we're working together. And so you can stay and you can walk to everything. Some great restaurants, coffee shops, and our office right next door. Okay, now we're going to jump into some really good statistics and a good market update that I just did this morning for our agents here on our Waypost Realty team. First off, I want to say congratulations to our team at Waypost Realty. We came in number 49 in the entire country, actually tied for number 49 in the entire country for teams our size. That's 10 agents or less. We had 10 agents at the end of last year, and we did 310 we call them sides in the real estate business. So that's transactions. And that is phenomenal. Well done. That's an average of a little over 30 per agent. We did a little over $80 million in sales, which means that a little bit over $8 million per agent, which is a phenomenal average for any real estate company. I think any real estate company owner will be very happy with that number. And we're just very proud of that. And we want to thank our clients, and I want to thank all of our agents, because last year was our first year as Waypost Realty, and we really kind of did that in about 10 months, actually, which is fantastic. So let's jump on to this. Paul Bowers here in our office. It's a mortgage company we own, Waypost Mortgage, and Paul will give you a great rate. He's got phenomenal rates, and it's a great place for you to start your search and make sure you know what you can do. He's got access to any plan that's out there. He's got multiple investors. He's not locked into one line of investors. And even if you don't use him, he's a great place to get a competing quote just to keep wherever you're at honest, if you will. We got about 280 homes available in Wilmington, and that is up a little bit, over 18% since last month at this time, which is very encouraging. We're seeing our median prices drop a little bit, just a little under 4% under where it was last month. And that's due to lower price homes coming into the market finally, which is what we need. This is an absorption report for the Wilmington area. And what you want to keep an eye on this very right-hand column over here, you can see these arrows that point left. And what we watch for is areas that are in the red. That means there's less than 2 months supply of homes available, which covers most of the price ranges in Wilmington up to about $1 million. So we're watching those numbers. In a normal world, we'd see this up into the 3 to 4 months average, and then it would get into the 6 and a higher average as the price increases. So we're far from normal, but it is definitely getting better for homeowners to sell their homes. And obviously it's still good for that, but it's also really good for buyers now. They're starting to see more opportunities. This is for New Hanover County, which you may not know is the smallest county in all of North Carolina. And there's 330 homes available in all of New Hanover County. This encompasses Wilmington, Castle Hayne, and our beach areas too, the 3 beach areas in New Hanover County. And you can see that it is up to 1.2 million in New Hanover County. We're less than 2 months supply. And that is actually improved quite a bit, because it was all the way up to 1.6 million last month. So that's improved as far as finding houses. Brunswick County, which in turn is actually the largest county in all of North Carolina. And you can see Brunswick County also has limited number of homes. There's only 403 available, but that again, that is up almost 100 homes since last month. So that is very good. Pender County is 107 homes. This is the areas of Hampstead, and it's the areas of Topsail Beach, Surf City, Sneads Ferry, places like that. And it's between Wilmington and Jacksonville, North Carolina. And of course, we service Jacksonville also. But this in-between area is a very busy area. But we're going to see more homes coming available here from the new side, because there's an enormous amount of new construction that is underway, and it won't come into the market until later in the fall, most likely, because builders aren't releasing homes until they're very close to being done, because they got to protect themselves due to building costs and availability and things like that. So you say, what's got everybody moving to Wilmington? Well, it's not just Wilmington, it's everywhere. If you look at this map, you can see this map that was just released. This is buyer traffic in the United States. It's just busy everywhere. The places that are not as busy, where a lot of them are coming from, it is the high dense cities. The Los Angeleses, the New York Cities, the Newarks, the big areas that have so many millions of people. They are getting out of those big cities. And for a lot of reasons, obviously, they don't want to go through another COVID in the future. They want a little more space, their quality of life. They want a little bit different kind of quality of life. And then also, they've learned how they don't have to be in those big cities to have a job. They can work, they can get a job at a lot of places and not have to be there. Then you say, well, what's driving all that? Well, here it is, price appreciation. If you look in our area, we're up about 12% in the Southeastern United States, and which is great. That's just year over year. And you think that's great. Well, you look out in the Colorado areas, they're up 15% in price. And you say, well, what's doing that? Well, here, the inventory levels, you can see that they dropped. They kept dropping since COVID started. They flatlined in December and January, which was holidays, plus that was the absolute worst of the mass number of COVID cases. And now that we're coming out of it, you can see inventory across the country is growing, and it's happening here and it's happening everywhere, which is very good. Buyers have more choices. Americans continue to put more and more of their money and their savings into real estate. They are seeking safety, and over time, real estate has been the safest investment you can have. Even in the worst times, you can still go out and use it and utilize it and go see it, whereas the stock market and places like that, you may not be able to. And also, you've got the rental market. The rental market across the country, and certainly here in our area, we've never recovered on the rental market since Hurricane Florence hit several years ago, or a number of years ago. And but rental rates are just going through the roof. Apartment builders are building them quickly, but they can't keep up. We've got a lot of landlords that are selling, so we're losing a lot of single family rental availability in our area and across the country, because the landlords are taking their money off the table because it's appreciated. Well, also there are a few other things. A lot of them have been stuck because they haven't been getting rent due to the laws that various government entities have passed that have stopped the folks from being able to evict them. People that aren't paying. So what's happened is they want to go ahead and get out now, take their money off, and you've got the tax incentives to do that, because there's a lot of fear for folks that own properties with capital gains and 1031s, because there's been talk about getting rid of the 1031, and that's a great tool for investors. It allows you to save taxes and also redeploy your money. And instead of having one unit, then you may be able to move it into 2 units, which thereby you'd be helping 2 different folks that need a rental. And then also the capital gains. I don't think there's any question that there's a lot of push to increase capital gains. So people want to take advantage of where it is now, which is reasonably low as compared to sometimes in history. Percentage of median income. This is what is going to protect us from the bust that we had in 06 and 07. folks in '06 were spending about 25% of their income on housing, and now they are spending about 14%. And what's happened is people are making more money, more savings than they've had, and they're just also taking advantage of the low interest rates. So, I mean, people, if you were at a 5% loan and you went to a 3% or even a 4% to a 3%, you're saving hundreds of dollars a month. So that immediately impacts the bottom line. For sale by owners, we're seeing for sale by owners in this market. And what we're hearing is they're bragging a lot of cases about, I sold my house myself. I saved paying commission, all this stuff. Well, the interesting thing is a study just came out that sellers that listed their home with an agent sold for 11% more than the sellers that went on their own. So you may have saved that percentage of commission, but you left a tremendous amount of money on the table because you're just not getting full exposure for your property. You'll get somebody riding by or see it online or something like that, but you're not going to get the mass number of showings that listing with an agent's going to bring you. So if you're thinking about selling your house, you definitely want to have a conversation with a realtor, because they're going to, number one, make sure it actually closes. And then number two, you're going to get maximum amount of money and likely multiple offers and things like that. And an agent can help you navigate how that works and make sure you pick the right one and not the wrong one, which a lot of for sale by owners do. We've had a number of failed for sale by owners. They got a contract on it, but it fell apart just because of what's going on in the marketplace. So if you're thinking about selling your house, give us a call. We'll be happy to talk with you. Even if you don't use us, I guarantee we'll give you some good advice to go through it. If you're thinking about buying a house, give us a call. We're going to hook you up with Paul, and he's going to tell you, give you a pre-approval letter, because what you don't want to do, we're still seeing in this market, we're getting offers on properties where we're not getting a pre-approval letter. Well, those offers just aren't even getting considered. So, or if you're paying cash, which a lot of folks are paying cash in this market, especially on the higher price ranges, they're not putting a proof of funds in. Don't get offended if your agent, a good agent's going to ask you for a proof of funds. Don't get offended. They just want to make sure you got the money you say you do. They don't know you. So make sure you do that. If you're buying a house, get your ducks in a row, and make sure you plead your best case on the front end. But we'd love to help you. We think we add great value. Even if we don't get paid, even if you don't utilize our services, and we're your agent, we'll be glad to help you in any way we can. That's how we earn our business. We give away the service at first so that we can get and earn your business in the long run. We're more interested in that than we are locking you into some long-term agreement on paper. So everything that we do is day by day. If you don't like us, you can fire us. And if we don't like you, we can fire you. So it really keeps us honest. Anyway, thanks a lot. Reach out to us. Have a great week. Have a great remainder of June. And we are here to help you and serve you in any way we can. Thanks.